Good evening and welcome. Hope you survived yesterday without me to keep you company and getting you safely and soundly to sleep yesterday evening. Had a day off. I went to a lecture. Very interesting. It was a very interesting lecture, by the way. I prepared a rant, but now that I mention this, I feel like mentioning it, and it'll probably trigger some people in chat. So I went to a lecture about MDMA. It was about concrete. No, it was about MDMA. MDMA and psilocybin, yeah, magic mushrooms and LSD. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. But yes, that. Yeah, MDMA, psilocybin, whatever that thing, magic mushrooms and LSD, and how they are used in psilocybin, whatever. I don't know. Once you stumble on a word, there's just no way back. You cannot recover because you're going to be super self conscious about it. Yeah. Um. then yeah. Yeah. See, this is what happens when you mess with the moderator. One time, yeah, Epic. Well, you know why. You know why. That was You can thank Factory Masqueradia and Jeff S for resetting that. They wielded power beyond their station, and they were promptly put in place. Yeah. So no, it's about the anxiety and PTSD treatment. Um, they are really good tools, and there are some experiments, clinical trials running in the U.S. And it was sort of about sort of a lecture on how that works and what the state of it was from a neuroengineer, sort of from a brain mapping perspective. Um, so it was really interesting because it was like a neuroengineer, uh, and how things got encoded with between the amygdala triggering and the hippocampus storing it, and the prefrontal cortex was sort of triggering and building patterns, and those patterns were sort of triggering anxiety based on experiences that not necessarily were the triggers, but sort of reminded of the triggers with this hard coding of conditions. And it was very interesting. So, because it's anytime something is outside of sort of common medicine is then it usually moves into the domain of spirituality, and then it can like, no, I don't like that. Is that on purpose? Yes, I want you to listen up. I have not made any changes to my setup for the last million years. So if it's particularly low today, I have no idea why it's that. If it's slightly lower than other channels, then it's been the same for the last 7 years. So that's I don't know. I do know the mine is not as loud and yelly as other channels. So sounds normal. Thank you, freak. So it's the single best experience of my life. They uh help me a bit, just feel more like I'm part of the world. Yes, I could very much see microdosing as a good way of keeping your head in a good space. Yeah, see, this was actually someone mentioned microdosing, and they were like, there are no clinical trials about microdosing. So he was like, I'm not going to talk about it until there's clinical trials. He was very, very good at staying. It's been kind of in the buzzing incident. Has it? Because I have amped up. Let me just check if this is working. Let's see, filters, edit filters. Hmm. Go. All right. Well, it's I'll so tried microdosing, didn't do anything for you. That's the whole point of microdosing. So went to zero coherent. Afterwards, I kissed a guy. Not my usual behavior. Right. So is that a good or a bad thing? I've done 64, now I had 80. Sorry to that. What? That's cheating. No way to get to 1,000 requests to actually get the camp. Nope. That's someone tried to cheat. I saw one afternoon that apparently Faction Musculature was coming in and just typing that every 5 minutes because it's on a 5 minute cooldown every 8 minutes. And then I called him out on it, and then Jeff was like, "Nah, it's much easier. Just edit the command to start it at 69,000." So yeah, that's What about neuroplasticity? Yeah, that's the neuroplasticity is the core of it. Like that's what MDMA really helps with, is allowing you to form new bonds in the prefrontal cortex and to break down old bonds. And that's the brilliant part of it, because that's the whole idea of a lot of things like anxiety and PTSD. And like, remember, I have very limited knowledge about it, so I don't want to go too much into it because I'm really I am not an expert. It's just sort of quoting what I heard that time. And it was really interesting because it was like, yeah, you can do a lot of things with therapy, but if you do therapy and these drugs that help stimulate your neuroplasticity, then it actually helps a lot more. But clinical trials. But what was really interesting, so about that, all the people there, the questions to the lecture were all of the same format. But it's really addictive, and like, no, it's actually less addictive than nicotine. And psilocybin and MSD is not addictive at all. But it could be like, no, but it's not. It's not. It's less. MDMA is less, and it's not a methamphetamine. Like, oh, but what about this study that showed that you get holes in your brain with MDMA? It's like, yep, that's true. That was a big study. Except that after the study was published, they found out that they didn't give the trial monkeys MDMA. They gave them methamphetamine. So there's kind of a difference between methamphetamine and MDMA. So, but the study was still out, and no one remembers that correction and go like, oh, by the way, it was methamphetamine, which is a little bit of a different drug. So yeah, so those like those kind of things are like, oh, but what about this thing that LSD gives you acid trips and you can get stuck in a hallucination? Or like, yeah, you mean like the propaganda from the Nixon era? Yeah, that was never based in facts. And it was kind of like it was really, hey freak, thank you for the 420. It was really interesting to see like how much the questions were driven by sort of indoctrination, prejudice, instead of going like, okay, well, I mean, anything is a drug, whether it's illegal or not. Like fentanyl is used in medicine. It's just also used as an illegal street drug. Morphine, opioids, they're pretty bad, but they're also used in medicine, and that's the whole point. Just because something is illegal drug doesn't mean it not also can be useful. Yeah. Any chance of seeing them on stream? I don't know, Gareth. Try getting Catcam. Yeah, it's not really. They were here earlier today. They've been around. But the thing is, I got some new pants, and they're nice and black, and the cats are shedding their winter fur, and they're just really cuddly, and that means I have orange hairs everywhere. Everywhere. Shungel, thank you for the 4 months.
Loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Not O&I. Oxygen is included. It is a completely different game. It's called Oxygen. Yeah. Where did this happen? It was at a lecture. So it was just really interesting. But anyway, that was not what I wanted to rant about. But now that I've spent my ranting time on this, then I guess we'll have to save that other rant for another day.
Champion returns. Welcome home.
Tumbler dried works beautiful in those cases. Oh yeah. Well, that just thank you, Minotaur Black, for the 17 months. I just went out and spent 1,200 euro on a new tumble dryer washing machine because it stopped fucking working. That's I hate that. That's like the worst. Everyone hate this thing. Like you have all your shit in your house, they work, and then suddenly like, oh yeah, I decided to break. Like like whether it's your fridge or your dishwasher or oven, or maybe dishwasher you can live without a few days, but or a washing machine, and I go like, so I usually do all my laundry when the kids are not here. So I just started throwing it in there. All right, all the laundry, let's get it working. And it just didn't work. And just try again, didn't work. And yeah, right. And now I just decided, all right, screw it. I can't fix those things. And it's 7 years old anyway. So time to get a new one. So it's going to be delivered on Monday. So sucks. I love your YouTube content. Thank you, Gabriel Fun.
Welcome home.
Honey. Thank you. Overflow. Thank you for the 24 months, 2 years. Oh, 420. Oh, yeah. Okay. 420. Yeah. Okay. 2 days to my birthday. That's the only thing that I remember. But today's also like Hitler's birthday. I guess that's not something we celebrate, right? But can remember that. Right. What I heard that SLG marks can be absorbed by touching it, so they're not aware of it, and you give a pretty bad hallucination because you do not remember ingesting it, and things stop to make sense for you. Apparently, possible driving to madness. That sounds like propaganda, Serious Sam. But of course, you will hallucinate, and that's why in a therapeutic session, you're not going to be let out into the world. You're going to be stuck in yeah, in a therapy session until your rush is over or your high is over. My wife is the washing machine. Everything gets hand washed. User mango. Okay, that seems like a really interesting configuration. Now I don't have a wife, and even if I had one, I'm pretty sure it would not be a washing machine. So kind of had to just spend money on it. Okay. Was bicycle day? Don't know what bicycle day is. Yeah, I mean every day is like International Taco Day. Like I don't care. International Pancake Day. Like I still don't care. Everything is International Something Day. Lurking for a bit while trying to cat cam. We should have a cat cam, PJGR. The game today, maybe it's more my kind of like than Tuesday's game. Maybe it is. And speaking of that, thank you, Noxus, for just getting us back on track. And welcome, everyone. International Macaroni and Cheese Day. Great. Yep, a cat cam. Indeed, a cat cam. Yes, AutoCAD. Cool. Let's jump into the game and then see what it's like. Now, I have not played this game at all. I have just loaded it, and that's all there is. All I've done so far. Hold on, there's something wrong. What? Why? Oh my. Okay, never mind. All my event lists just got wrecked. Login with Twitch. Oh, I don't like that. Authorize. Recent events. All good. We're all good. No recent events. There we go. We have a few recent events. Good. There you go. And we can jump into the game. All right. So Oxygen is a relatively new game. It came out on the 7th of April. And I've been wanting to pick it up because it looked like a city builder, base builder, simulation strategy, post-apocalypse, you know, the usual. That's kind of a configuration we've seen before. So it's interesting. And we'll do a let's try here. And if it's interesting, I'll also do some videos on it on YouTube as well. In terms of the game we played on Exogate Initiative, we played on Tuesday. I'm actually having a lot of fun playing it. I recorded an episode more to tomorrow, and maybe I'll even have one for Saturday as well. So I like that. I'm not sure it's it's something that resonates with a million people, but well, not on my channel at least. But it's an interesting little game, and I think it deserves a few more episodes to sort of explore how deep the rabbit hole goes and sort of get later into the game. Whether we'll do the same with the Oxygen depends on how we feel about it today. So this one seems a little bit more towards sort of the core of what we expect in terms of like city building and that kind of thing. So so we'll give it a shot. To live in Europe, but I work night shifts. Usually wake up 2 hours before New York starts streaming. Oh, well, that's morning. Yeah. Okay, so I think we'll try the tutorial just to get into it because I have no idea what this game is about. I think there was an intro, so let's watch that to start with.
Do you know how likely a nuclear war is to happen in 2022? I wasn't even born, but I've heard from my grandpa that it almost happened. A horrific scenario where nuclear weapons cause radioactive fallout, collapsing our civilization and making the Earth uninhabitable. But it never happened, because a natural disaster hit us. Have you ever heard about large igneous provinces? These are volcanoes that don't explode, but huge cracks open in the earth crust and lava just start bubbling out, oozing across the landscape and releasing tons of toxic gases. The most dangerous thing about an igneous province is that it can keep up the oozing for centuries. With the wind effect, these toxic gases spread all over the world and change the atmospheric composition. One of these magmatic gases reduced the oxygen level in the air. Sadly, there's only little oxygen left in the world. Before it's too late for humanity, the oxygen center is invented.
That's how inventions work.
It generates oxygen by electrolysis of underground water, and the required electricity is generated by using coal.
How about using
But
magma?
you should be slowly moving away from coal towards sustainable sources of energy. This is the only hope for us. You should immediately find and warmly welcome everyone who survived around the globe. Now it's your time, but don't worry. I'll be your guide along your journey.
Okay, that was the intro. Okay. It sounded better, so you never wanted to hear. Yep. By the way, for the first time ever, I played Fallout 1 recently. The game has amazingly thought out mechanics. Fallout 2 is already waiting for me. Oh yeah, Fallout 1 and 2 are really good. I mean, they're really good. Not all of them, but 1 and 2 are iconic. Like, that was a time, I mean, FromSoft still does it, but that was a time when you had a game and when you played it, you got to see like 30% of the game. And then you could replay it and see like the same 20%, but then you saw new 10% of the game or 15% of the game, and thereby sort of replaying it like, oh, I want to do this, or oh, did you know that you can actually become friends with the super mutants? Oh, really? Like, oh, and then you accidentally blow up the oil rig with the nuke because you messed with the nuke, or you like, there's so many paths and so many different endings, the good, the bad endings. I love those kind of games where, because it cultivates replayability, but that's just not how games are made these days. Now, the only games that have open-ended are like open world games, like story open world, where it's like, oh, you can go and do all the missions, but you can do all the missions, or it's like a long linear thing, like with side quests that are optional. Like, for example, God of War is like extremely linear, but there are like side quests that you can do or not do, but the whole story is very linear. Horizon Zero Dawn and Valhalla and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they are just open world. There's a main story, and then there's a lot of completely irrelevant small things. While the first and the second Fallout were just like, if you go here and you talk to them and then you have good relations, and if you have this perk, then you can actually do, and then you can get this follower, and if you have this follower, then when you go here, you can actually get new options, and that unlocks a new ending. It's only really FromSoft that still does that kind of thing. So yeah, it's really good game. I remember I replayed it like still 10 years ago, but back then it was still, it's still an old game, and there was something about traveling between locations in Fallout, and there was sort of like a chance to have a random encounter, but because it was sort of based on clock speed, it was completely messed up. So it was like 100 encounters traveling between cities, so you had to get like this perk so you could choose not to do encounters, something like that. It was a silly time. Remind me to get back into Victoria. Thanks. Oh, chill, bro. Thank you. Enjoying space exploration mod lately completed full on novice. Good that you're enjoying it. Don't ask if I'm gonna play space exploration, because I'm not. Amazing atmosphere, best part of it. There's no tutorial. I had to read the 120 pages of manual. Right. Yeah, I think that like this is one of those games when you played it again and then you suddenly had new options. I go like, how the hell did that happen? Damn, I must have done something different last time, because now I have an option that I didn't have before. Oh, let me try that. And then you sort of hear someone who managed to do, and then, man, that was so good. Boop, let's jump in. We'll do that. We'll do all of these things and then dive in and figure out how it works as we go here. Here, 2D markers on the map. You can go and do all of it. It's all the same, but just to be able to say there are hundreds of hours of gameplay. Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the tutorials. I'm happy to see you here. First, we should start with the camera controls. Great. Let's move on to the next step. As you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they are out, they use oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide the required energy to our buildings.
Okay, so we need to click on the oxygen.
Perfect. Here we can see
loud,
the total energy consumption of the oxygen center and also our constructors list. Our constructors are always ready and will start working as soon as you plan a construction.
I think we'll just dial that one down, and then everything else should go down. There you go.
Let's move on to the energy menu.
That's the energy menu.
Here we can see our energy resources. There is only coal right now, but we'll hopefully move on to sustainable energy resources later.
I've always found this choice to be weird. Like now you're looking down, and then you're sort of zooming in, swooping in, and then it becomes more linear. It's always been weird that that's the choice. Like, why is it not just a simple zoom in and out, but it's a zoom in and then just get down to... That's really weird.
Now let's focus on coal. To keep the oxygen center running, our people should be sent to the ruins to collect the required coal.
Ruins. Alright, let's do that. Click on the building metro station. What? Is that a metro station? Yeah, the metro station. Assign workers... There. Assign workers to metro station. Okay, so here we can assign workers to collect the metal, to plastic, and the coal.
Very good. By doing that, we assign the profession of scavenger to those settlers. Let's open the professions menu and see the workplace assignments. Awesome. Here we can see all assigned professions. If no profession is assigned to a settler, it means the settler becomes a constructor. Now it's time to focus on basic needs: water, food, and houses. Let's start with the water purifier.
It's the build menu. Food and water. A water purifier. Produces clean water from lakes or lake or river. 4 workers. 3 energy. I would hope I would imagine it would be build water purifier. Oh, right, it wants us to build it here. There. Build water purifier. Oh, it's not building it. It's waiting for some little workers to go in here. We still only have 3 scavengers out here. Are they doing things? Construction. So we brought stuff in, and then first we bring the stuff in, and then we have someone constructing it. Okay. Splash. Assign workers to the here. We assign it here.
Great. Now we have a water purifier where we can produce water. When a certain amount is produced, one of the workers will drop off the produced water at the closest storage. Now let's focus on food production. It's best to start with the fishing dock.
Okay, fish don't need oxygen, I guess. Alright, well, let's just stamp it down next to it. And then we have to bring in the metal, the stone, and then also do the construction. So this must be storage. Okay. I kind of feel, why not just put more in here? 6 scavengers. That means 5 workers. That's fine. Yeah, that little pond has a lot of depth to it. I would have thought that we'd put the water over here. Probably don't need this. There. Or assign workers to the fishing dock. That's 2. 1, 2.
Well done. We've now taken care of our basic supply of food and water. You should make sure that enough food and water are on hand at all times.
I wonder how we do that.
Now let's build a canteen so that our people can visit when they are hungry or thirsty. If there is no canteen in your settlement, they go to the closest storage to them.
That's a canteen.
Each visit to the canteen brings extra points to the confidence level of the visitor.
Oh, we have, they have homeless. First we want the cantina. Let's smash it over here. Swap. Bring stuff in. They go from there to there. Relevant tutorial. Yeah, I think it's nice to do these kind of tutorials just to get a sense of sort of slowly looking at, okay, what are they, how does it work? What the hell? What was that? I don't know. What's that? Scavengers? For some stone. Okay, and then we can just get all these things. Gears. Event log. Bloop, bloop. Construction computed on the canteen. All right, cool. Let's assign 1 person.
Good.
Lunch
now
lady.
We have a canteen. Our people prefer the closest canteen to them when they are hungry or thirsty. On the other hand, canteen workers prefer the closest storage to pick up the required food and water. Now let's focus on constructing some houses.
All right. Housing. Resources, energy, technology, community, decoration, trees, and roads. What? Is that a container house? Nice. I see potential. Oh, the explosion was a crack forming. Okay, that's nice. I mean, I don't know, but abandoned building. Okay, so I like that there's so much crap out here that we can salvage when we run out. Coal. We haven't really taken any coal out here. How do we get more people? Let's see how much can be in each one of these. Probably 4 in each. Oh, a container house is constructed. Let's have a look. 4 residents. And they have names. Done playing sound. Now I have to wait for the 3D printer to finish. Ooh, what are we 3D printing? Exciting. Put 5+ hours into the game. Okay, so you are the resident expert in here about this game. Certainly more than me. So once we have the housing, it's almost done.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Now our people have houses to rest, have kids, and more importantly, fill
Have
up
kids?
the oxygen tanks. Let's build some roads for faster walking speed.
On the road. Dirt road. Whoa. That's a lot of roads we want. Oh, you just want 15 dirt road. Okay. There you go. Wait, does this game have motion blur? Yes, it does. But I have disabled motion blur.
Perfect. Now our people will walk faster when they are on the roads. You should also know that roads don't require any construction material but can only be built by construction workers.
Next tutorial. Woohoo! We got the basics done.
Welcome again. Let's continue with the challenges. Wind is one of the main challenges in this world
what's this
because
one?
winds bring toxic gases and reduce the oxygen level. Therefore, we should get ready for them. Since the winds bring toxic gases, our people can get sick on these windy days and die if they are not treated. Therefore, we should build a medical post.
Let's do that. Medical post. Community. And these are all playgrounds, cemetery, cafe, temple, tailor, school, hospital. Alright, good stuff. We'd like to get more people in here. Wind, the true enemy. And trees. Trees are true enemies as well. I think the crack will explode in 0.4 days. You can build a gas extractor to prevent explosions and generate electricity. Alright, but that's not what we're going to do. So that's the explosion we saw earlier, I guess. It's a cover for a birdhouse. Oh, that's nice. And then the fishing dock doesn't have anyone. What?
Great. The medical post is built as planned. Our people can go there if they are sick and stay there until their
Our
treatments are
illustrious
completed.
champion returns. Welcome home.
Oh, we have a research center. People can go there if they're sick and stay until they're
Since the
treated.
oxygen
Cool. Hey, Mickey,
center
thank you for the 10
consumes
months.
more
1
energy
metric year.
during the winds, we should store a considerable amount of coal before the winds. Let's build a coal mine.
Let's build a coal mine. Storage, large storage, plastic collector, brickworks, gear workshop, metalworks, quarry. Okay, just kind of. Poof. I like that sound. Poof. Let's see. We only have 2 builders. That's kind of not enough.
A kind gesture.
And Silver Cecil, thank you for the 200 bits. There are a couple of ways. I'm assuming that's going to be part of the tutorials as well at some point. Maybe we don't need this, actually. Yay! I like games where you press escape and then it actually escapes out of sub-menus instead of just going straight into that menu. Yay! Fishies. Alright, we have 6 workers. That's okay. And that's the container houses back here. Could I just make some roads while we're at it? No, I can't. Okay, well that's... Don't mind me. Produce, gather 30 coal. Okay, and then we go... Reward is 100 coal, so that's okay. How's that coming on? Okay, it's on the build part. Dunning? I don't know. And that is how many? 3. So that's the time 3, and then we need to produce 30 of those. That means every round it produces 5. There. But it can only store 15, so how do we make 30? Don't know. Hey, look at that. Young adults working in coal mines. Hey, that's awesome. That's like Kentucky. I must be in post-apocalypse. No, just regular old Kentucky. Or is it Tennessee? It's Kentucky and Tennessee, right? That have repealed the Child Labor Acts. Good evening, Everest. How's the game so far? Well, we're just tutorializing it, so it's all good. Put those young adults in the coal mines. Arkansas too. Well, isn't that great?
Very good. Now we have enough coal for the upcoming windy days. Now we should run the oxygen generators in all of the buildings. Workers don't consume oxygen tanks when the generator is turned on in the building.
What? Turn all
Perfect.
generators.
You can also run the oxygen generator in any specific building you need. If it's off, workers consume oxygen tanks. They go home for filling when their oxygen tanks are empty.
Okay, so this is basically all buildings can now produce oxygen. Like the oxygen from here just magically goes out in all buildings, and when people are working in a building like here, they will then not. This is now oxygen here, and it is provided oxygen in here. Right? Turn off the oxygen generator. If it's off, the workers consume oxygen tanks. They go home for oxygen tank filling when they're... Okay, cool.
Now
all
let's
right.
check the buildings with sufficient oxygen. Awesome. You should also know that there are some buildings where oxygen generators work automatically. Now let's check the energy consumption of the buildings. Amazing. Now you know how to control your building's oxygen sufficiency and energy consumption. As these oxygen generators increase your energy consumption, you should remember to turn them off when your energy is short.
Or not being short, I guess. Boom.
Now it's time to take action regarding cracks. Cracks explode if there is no gas extractor placed on them. Then, they start releasing toxic gases and can become a risky zone for our people. To unlock gas extractor, we should build a research center first.
We had a research center, but just someone broke it. Can be repaired in 4 days. Alright, we'll build it somewhere else. What is this? Radar isn't built yet. Signal tower isn't built yet. Research tower isn't built yet. Ruins. Ah, okay. So that's for just checking out what kind of ruins are available for salvaging. Cool. I think that's something we'll get into later on. Okay, so what does this mean? What does this 2 mean? Professions. This is just the professions. 14 to 16 houses. What does this mean? What does this 2 mean here? I don't know. Because it says like 3 here. There's 3 builders. So what does this 2 mean? 2 unassigned. Assigned 3 workers. It still says 14 too. Oh, adults and young adults. Or adults and kids probably. Right. Cool. And then we research 15 points. Good. Okay. And kids need housing as well. 3.8 days.
Very well. Now we have a research center and adequate research points for unlocking the gas extractor. Let's use the research points to unlock the gas extractor from the research center menu.
All right, let's do that. Oh, looking nice. Easy, medium, hard. Shelter. Oh, there are sub-menus. Water turbines, solar panels. Oh, this is an interesting tech tree. I like it. I like things that are just different. And the cafe is what? Can then do other stuff. The tailor can do other stuff. Here's a school, a brickworks, and a water desalinator that then have other, a battery, a temple, a water well, a stew fish that have sort of other sub points. Interesting. These are easy ones. So that means the cafe and the tailor are the buildings that will be cool to unlock here. But we also have some, what is this? This is a plant house. That's a shelter. What does a shelter do? Medium-sized living space with capacity for 8 people. And there's a signal tower, a metal processing, and a metalworks. Interesting. I like it. Construction cost is gears and plastic. Okay. So is that... Oh, now it says wind turbine. Oh, right. It goes like 1, 2, 3. So plant house, kitchen, tomato seeds. Shelter, duplex, apartment. Signal tower, canning station, and radar. Coal mine, metal processing. And then this coal mine is already there. Metal processing, quarry. Metalworks, gear workshop, Kevlar workshop. Okay, that's
Well done.
interesting.
Now you know how to use your research points to unlock anything from the research center menu. Now we should build a gas extractor on the crack. It is the only way to prevent its explosion, and also we'll be able to generate electricity for the oxygen center.
Awesome. Let's crack that energy, and that can only be built here. I actually like those, like these lines, which makes it so easy to align city blocks, for example. You know, hypothetically. We don't have any builders. That's lovely. So we don't have any builders. How would we get some builders? Maybe we need to scale down some of the food here. Okay, so how do we know if we have enough water? Production is a little bit higher than consumption, so we should be good with just one working there. Now we have 5 workers on... Okay, constructors, good. Currently active? What? Which ones are not active? Why are you not active? There you go, now you're active. That takes 4 more power. And...
Excellent. Now we've protected our people from a possible explosion. Don't forget, these cracks can occur anywhere. Now it's time to take care of the dead trees and revive them. Trees require a lot of water to reach the required vitality for creating a tree dome. During a rainy or snowy day, trees don't require water.
But hold on. So this uses 18. 7 for the automatic generators and then 11 for this one. That's 18. How do I see how much energy I am producing? And where am I producing the energy? Is this producing energy? Total energy. Okay, so that goes down, but how does it go back up? Like, that seems like it's a resource. That's not how... Well, technically that's how energy works, but that's not how electricity works. Oh, okay. So it works in a way that this is just... This is the rate of coal being consumed. So energy is actually the coal. Okay. And then we have this one producing 3. But that doesn't make any sense. So this is like a battery? But what does this 3 do then? I don't know. Weird. Yeah, but the power overlay is just... Everything is just consuming power, right? Except the storage. Yeah. I'm just trying to understand what it does. Click on the building, the cedar, and then I assign someone.
Great. When a tree's vitality reaches the required percentage, it generates a tree dome and acts as a natural oxygen center. Any building under a tree dome has no energy consumption. People don't get sick during the winds and also don't consume oxygen tanks under a tree dome.
Weird. Let's try that. Yeah, 3 power, but that's like 3. But the other one was a number that was counting down, And this was like, okay. So we're consuming 18 power per time unit, right? Energy per time unit. That's the what. That's how. That's the power would be in watts or in some kind of wattage. And then the 18 consumed, then you'd have 3 of them coming from that the crack. Then we have the gas extractor, so it'll be 15 per something, and that just decreases our coal storage because that's how it works. That's kind of
Welcome again.
It's just called
Let's
energy,
continue
but
with
some
our
of it is
people's
energy per
confidence.
second or per time unit, and some is energy as in a quantity in terms of stored as coal. And that's what confuses me. Like this is energy. This is correctly energy, but
Our illustrious champion returns.
this is not
Welcome
energy.
home.
Like this is not energy. It's not the same energy. It is energy per time unit. Digital Wolf, thank you for the 31. I mean, I know yeah, it just.
Our people's confidence is quite important,
Individual
especially
power,
regarding
exactly.
productivity and a vote of confidence. Let's see the parameters of the vote of confidence.
Vote of
Great.
confidence.
As you see, you can do several things to increase the vote of confidence. It indicates at what level the settlers support you. Let's start with a nice cafe for our people to meet over and socialize.
But shouldn't I be making just a little bit of this? And shouldn't I also be building? Oh, okay. The cafe. That's a big cafe. And crack harvester in the energy out. Yeah. What is this? What is storage is full? Okay. Build a cafe. What is this vote of confidence? Next vote of confidence target is level 5. The next is in 35 days. All right. Total confidence of all settlers. +5 newborn babies bring extra points. Woo! +1 people who joined you with the help of signal tower or submarine dock bring extra points. Leaving. People who want to join you with the help of signal tower lowers the total score. If there is no cemetery, people who died of hunger, thirst, or illness and crack explosions lower the total score. Okay. New location exploration by radar or signal tower. Okay. And each completed building brings extra points. Okay, good. Each demolished buildings. Okay. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Each task that's completed successfully on time brings extra points. Good. And trees plus 50 points. Each tree reaching 100% vitality bringing extra points. Woo! If the tree with 100% vitality can't keep this score, your total score will be low. Yeah, okay. So it goes up to 50 and then it drops down. That's a lot of points. Yeah. It just seems weird too. I want to see what happens there. Come on.
Very well.
Very well.
Now our people can enjoy their free time at this cafe. Each visit brings extra points to the visitor's confidence. Now let's focus on some decorations and build a star.
A star? Seriously? I built a star. What does it do actually? Decorative yellow star. People visit this decorative object to increase their confidence level. 4 people can visit at a time and each visit brings +4. That's a lot of points. I mean, it's a thing made of metal and plastic. Here, visitors, no, none. It's beautiful. Oh man, I'd want to visit this one.
Perfect. Now our people can enjoy their free time when they visit this decoration. Each visit brings extra points to the visitor's confidence depending on the decoration type. Now it's time to build some high-level comfort duplex buildings and increase our people's confidence.
Housing? Duplex. Shoop, shoop. Ah, man, I like that sound. Shoop, Shoop. Okay, we have a little bit of confidence here. Buildings, we got two buildings of 4, and then once we get to 10, it bounces up 1 level. I wonder if they all go up then, or if it's just this one that goes up, so that it's easy. Okay, interesting. But shouldn't someone visit it? That's a Kevlar. Okay, that's a weird material to sort of be finding out and about. Like, where would you find Kevlar? Odd. Well, nowhere. Oh, canned fish. So far no one has visited this one. Oh, maybe that's because lack of oxygen? Turn on all of them. Yes, that one. Turn on all of them. Yes, they too use power. Great. How's that one coming along? Not really. Okay, so 5 drops gives us 1%, so it takes forever to get there. Let's get some more water. We'll just try this one while doing the other things, just to see what happens. I would do it. This is for you. Thank you. I appreciate you your vote of confidence. All right, container. No, this one. Duplex. Okay, so all the crap is brought in, but we're now in the building process, and this one is being delivered stuff as well. Might need to get built first. What needs to get built first? Storage is full.
I'm in love with art.
Why is this one 10 out of 15 water? It seems like I was kind of hoping that it could get more water going in. Vent dog. Construction. Duplex. So we got one. One happy building. Does it tell us what it does? High fertility rate, oxygen tank filling. Automatically turns on the oxygen generators. Okay. Confirm? Yes. 6. That's a lot. Get built first. This is the cafe. It's built. It's built already. And it's turned on. And I can dismantle it, but I don't want to do that. This one is building. Yeah, see? Cafe. It is completed. Just doesn't...
Very good. These buildings also have high-speed oxygen fill-up. Now let's build a temple for our people's spirituality.
All right. Boop. Let's stamp it down. Hey, I've been watching your self-expanded factory videos. Can I ask you how do you keep your character visible while in editor mode? I don't. I switch between editor mode and not editor mode with Control-Alt-E. So I'm not in editor mode usually. Hey Yannick, thank you for the 36 months. That's 3 years of loyal support. Thank you very much. Happy with that glorious support. Alright, 61%. This is just taking forever. But I guess it's also like I don't got like, why is it a tree like this when that looks, it's, how can that tree turn into that tree? That's just mind-boggling. But it's all good. And we're just bringing in the bricks. Yeah, so most of the time I'm not in editor mode, and I'm only switching to editor mode if I need to delete things, like a lot of things, easily. We can just speed up here a little bit if we want to move things faster. And we do. So this is a big construction for the temple. Tree magic, yes. Don't trust them. Trees never change.
Well done. Now we have a temple. Each visit to this temple brings extra points to the visitor's confidence. Now let's build a playground for our lovely kids.
There are 2 kids. Do they really need a playground as well? Alright, so that one got to level 1, and now it's 20 out of 40. So it jumps from 10 to 40. Okay, look at the people. They're happy. The people are peopling. Don't know why, but they are. A playground. Damn, that's important. You have 2 kids. There are just 16 people left in the world. And first we built a temple, a cafe, a temple. First we need a Starbucks, and then we need a temple, and then we need a playground. Who cares about food and water? Psh, as long as we have playgrounds for the mind and body. And also, sure, let's build a playground just to the next to the pool of bubbling lava and the coal mine. It's a fine place. Fine place for a playground. 2, speed. Speed up, just to see what. Oh, there you go. 2 visitors. Let's see if that happens. Population.
Excellent. Now you know the main parameters of the vote of confidence. Keep it as high as possible. Otherwise, our people may leave us in the future.
All right, let's do one more.
Welcome again. Let's continue with exploration. Now it's time to build a submarine dock by the river so that new people can join us by using it.
Submarine dock. It seems like an odd technological choice. Coal mine next to the bubbling lava. I mean, that's not really something we have a choice of, is it? I'll still do this one for the tutorial. And then speed up so we can build this one. And
awesome.
done.
Now we can find new people by using the submarine dock. Now let's prepare some canned fish for our expedition teams.
Let's can some fish. Canning station. Swoop. And the floor is made of lava. Yeah, exactly. And too abruptly. Excellent, you built the thing. And exactly, it should be like, build it and then see the effect of it and then end the tutorial. Not like, build it and then it's done. I agree. It's weird that they chose a submarine as a vehicle. It's not exactly the first thing like, okay, we need to sail on these rivers. Let's build a submarine. You know, it's a river. Let's build a pram. No, submarine. All right, cool. Just, if you're a Swedish journalist, don't go in the submarine. What is that now? The canning station. Canning station. Just get...
Very well.
There we go.
Now we can produce as many canned fish as we need for the signal tower and raider teams. Now it's time to build a signal tower. We'll discover new places and save many people with the help of it.
Technology. Signal tower. What is that? Oh no, that's our playground spot. Yeah, going under the bridges. I mean, a river pram would also be working just fine. And then on top of that, a collapsed bridge is probably going to be limiting that the movement here anyway. Toxic atmosphere. I mean, it's the same amount of oxygen you use whether you are in a submarine or in something else. Just the submarine is a hell of a lot more complicated to build. Signal tower. Let's get that one.
Perfect. Now we have a signal tower. You can send your team after discovering a new location. Now let's build a radar and discover new material to
deposits around. Okay. Wow, that's an expensive build or a long build. I guess it's also higher tech, I guess, so. And okay, we're also accruing this really quickly. Cafe. Unlock the cafe. Don't know why. Oh, completed. Oh, nice. Medium Special medium. Ah, okay. Interesting. Build a radar. Radar is getting built. Or, well, it's gonna get delivered. I think we'll just complete this mission and then take a break, and then we'll get started. I think there were 4 missions or 4 tutorials, and this must be the 4th one, right? So let's chop. And you have a canning station that is just working on fish and metal planks, and that turns it into canned fish. Where are the canned fish moving to? Food here. Food. It doesn't. Oh, okay. Then we go and see. We get a lot of canned fish, and some normal fish, and some potatoes, and some tomatoes. Potato, tomato. One
Well
person in
done.
there.
You've completed the tutorial successfully. Please go back to the main menu and start a real journey.
All right, I will do. Cool. So that's going to be after. What's all burn soon if it doesn't end? And it does. So I'll take a short break, and then we'll dive into a real game and try to figure out the balance for ourselves, what we want there. So with that, thank you for joining. I will be back in 2 minutes. See you in a bit. And welcome back. There, and back in the game. Let's start a new game. Without tutorials. Oof. Easy, normal. We'll normalize it here. The Whispering Lands, or the Crying Rocks, or the Twin Rivers, or the Canyon, or the Sibling Rivers. All right, we'll just take some Crying Rocks. Now, why can I not click the map? What? Oh, name. Sure. Space. There you go. And I can separate them. Cat Cam camera was reset, and Factory Must Go Larger can explain why it was reset. Cool. Do we have any idea what we're supposed to do? New task. Cool. Let's start with the basic needs: water, food, and housing. Accept. Let's see if we can figure out container house. Let's get some container housing here. We have 16. This feels weird. It's much easier when it snaps, hard snaps to these locations. There. So that's one thing taken care of. Then we're going to go to housing, food and water, fishing dock. Does that have to be in... Oh, there we go. Fishing dock here. And water purifier. They can also be next to each other. Apparently, they don't care. And that's the basic stuff. Do we want a canteen? Yeah, we want a canteen. We'll build the canteen here close-ish. Let's try to figure out where that dirt road is. Okay, so they can actually be built here. Sure. Alright, so we got that. Let's speed up. Should we just get someone in there just because it's probably something we want? And we need a research center. But maybe not now. Turn off all generators. I can't because I don't have anything. So this one we'd like to get before it blows up. How would we do that? That would be under energy, and that would be a gas extractor, which means we need a research center first. So let's get a research center. Cool. Ugh, whatever. So this one gets built. Okay, here we need workforce on the fishing dock. Sure. And then someone in the canteen. And that's one almost built as well. Oh, it blew up. Never mind. Couldn't make it. Cool. We got it. We got 5 smileys. Some of these things. Sweet. I think I can't really cope with the speed here. Should we just get some scavengers here and some scavengers there? Oh, that's too many for each, right? It'd be nice to see how many workers we actually have remaining so we don't actually underbuild or overbuild it. You. Maybe just one. Consumption is 31. Okay, that's kind of a lot. Okay, that's because we are trying to also feed the plant. Yeah, middle mouse is rotating. Cool. Yeah. So we just try to scavenge whatever we can from these locations while they're here. Don't know if that's particularly useful. There. Turned on. Get those generators going. Now, we want to get the research center up and running. What else do we want? Submarine dock? I don't know if that's important. Storage. Storage? Yeah, let's get a storage building. No, I'd already have one. Vent lock. Housing. Container house. Fishing dock, canteen, water purifier. Storage, energy, technology, community, medical post. We'll get one of those. Basically, we'll get one of everything. And decoration. No, we're not going to get a star. Oh, we can build a tower. Any building under a tree dome? Ah, no idea what that means, but okay. New crack is oozing. Ooze that crack up. There. Get the signs going. And then how bad are we? We're down to 3 workers. That's too little workers. I think that's a big problem, this the worker thing. Maybe this is the problem here. How much have you collected in the meantime? Nothing. You've collected a whole lot of nothing. That's useless. You suck at collecting. Never mind that. Let's get this one. Extra. Production 0. Why is production 0? Okay, that's not gonna happen, is it? Why is it so slow? 5 points. Tech tree. What is 15 for the gas extractor? That's kind of be the fastest one or the first one we need. Ba-ba-dum. I don't understand it. Now it says 4. Okay. Alright, let's smash down a submarine dock just because. Swoop. Like those scavengers are woefully inefficient. Ah! You getting anything? You get the first 5 points. And we need 15 points. Bing! Construction of medical posts. Do we want someone here? Yes, just one. But are we now screwed here? We have 4 builders. Food. Okay, food production was not good enough. New task. Let's generate electricity from a crack with the help of a gas generator. That's exactly our plan. So just once this one is done, then we can get it. There. And buy it. Go out. Chop. Energy. Done. There. And now it just needs to get built. Go, go, go. Get out there before it blows up. Use roads. Yeah, let's use roads. But roads also take time to build. This will need to be brought over here. And then we just have a little bit of roading. Gas extractor. Sweet. Shouldn't that get our quest completed? What? Build gas extractor 2. Oh shit. And also gather coal. Okay, energy. Where do we get a coal mine? Resources. Coal mine. Okay, so so I need another gas extractor. What is this? Oh, that's another tree. So I need another gas extractor, and I also need to figure out how there are no incoming submarinos. There we go. Let's build another one there. Energy. Sweet. Alright, so that's done. And then I need to gather some coal. That needs a coal mine. So that means I need to go in here and find coal mine. Cost 50. Okay, so let's wait until it gets to 50. You don't have time to solve time-taking problems. I mean, that's always the issue, isn't it? That's the square wheels. Alright, how is this one coming along? Vote is 5. We don't have trees. Trees is... it's something. I think that's just something we just have to dedicate someone to once in a while. Power supply is... here. 6 per hour. Okay, so those are hours, those ones. And we need to get this one. What else would we want? Energy, technology, submarine dock, medical post, decorations. We make a useless star here. Not over by that, but here. This is definitely where we want to be building a star. Okay, so we're missing metal. There. Let's get some metal planks. And we're now down to 4 of those. Okay, that's kind of bad. 45. Missing material. Yep. There. Coal mine. Yes. Get out of there. Build. Resources. Coal mine. Done. That is also needing. That's metal. Not actually metal planks, but just. That's just. That's not it. Huh. Metal planks, but this is just metal. That's something different? That's metal. Okay, cool. Let's get 2 people working there. Oh, could get coal from buildings. Yeah, that's true, that's true. We'll get a little bit of that instead. And now we have no people working, right? We have 1 person for that. Can I just pause this? And by... yeah, pause it. Not so important. So water production is going down, food production is going down. Aside from this, everything is great. We just don't have any people. A crack is oozing. Well, you ooze that crack there. Energy. Well, it's free energy though. Although... maybe I don't need to have someone assigned here. And we probably also need more roads. Like that. Submarine. Submarine is coming in 2.5 days. 3 people will join you. About freaking time. So that means we should also build another container house for them. Also a problem. How's this one coming along? They are getting something. This is kind of... okay, it is building before. We'll get this before it blows up. They patched it the other day. New build tree started at 50. Okay. Boom. We got that one. So now our production is... I don't get why. What? What? I would hope that we had enough power, but I guess not. Oh, done successfully. Woohoo! Screw that. Oh, right. Actually not screw that because we kind of don't have any coal. Haha. These metal go in. How much metal are we missing here? We're missing 45. That's even more than I have in this location. Damn. Medics, don't care. Metal plank. Metal plank is a weird term. Metal deposit. Sweet. Metal. You can build a metal processing, except I can't really. There's some more metal from here. There's no metal from this one. This is like really, really slow. How slow it is to pick this up. And how much are we getting? Okay, we got 45 at least. So a few more. Plastic, metal planks. Metal planks is a weird thing. Oh, we have Kevlar here in the transformer box. Well, what do you know? Oh, right. This is where we can... event log. A crack is oozing. Well, that's a pretty unhappy place. We'll still do this one. I think it basically means that you always have to do that everywhere. Missing material. Yeah. So I need to find plastic. Like how do I know how much I'm missing here? Gears. Oh my god, this is so bad. I have no idea how this is working so poorly. Maybe that's the problem here. Oh my god. We're just not, we're dying here. We don't have, well, food is not a problem yet, but water is a huge problem. I guess it's because we're wasting it on this tree. I was just kind of ensuring it. Low energy. Okay, let's first speed down. Don't need this one. No power. How do I unpower this? How do I unpower? Huh. Let's build a submarine dock. Yeah, okay, I already got it. Produce, gather plastic. I don't get how this... Okay, so I have to turn off everything. Oh, this one's how... It must be. Okay. How do I turn things on? Oh, right, that's the oxygen I click on. Of course it's the oxygen. This one is guaranteed. Must be that one. Low energy. So freaking weird. Energy consumption. This one is absolutely screwed and it'll blow up and wreck everything else. So that's lovely. That thing can just go away. Dismantle building. Yes. because it's gonna blow up anyway. Now I need to get some gears. Where's the gears? Here's the gears. And now we have one worker. Are you done with that? Not quite, because I also need to gather some plastic. You really should stop this one, right? There. So it's all about the gears. If I can get the gears in here before this one blows up, that would be very lovely. Let's see, the gears. How many gears are we missing? 20 gears, so that's 7 more of these cycles here, and there's no way to speed it up. The cube in the top left has a drop down. I have no idea what that means. Gas extractor is gonna blow up. That sucks. This one is missing some more metal. I'll get that later on. Not it. Ah! More food, more people. It's just crazy that we... Maybe I built too much or too greedily or whatever, but... metal processing. Yeah. Cafe, Taylor. Okay, that's coming in a few days. This one is minus 79. That's crazy. And we're not getting any gears in here. Why not? French fries. We have 0 French fries. Yeah, I know. See the pickaxe next to the build icon. Yeah, the pickaxe. And then those... Like, I think that's... Was that what you meant? And then I am aware. Gather plastic. There's nothing I can... There's nothing I need to do except... What the hell is wrong with plastic? This one doesn't indicate that plastic is missing. But where's the plastic? Okay, I have 25 plastic, so I just need someone to get in there. Maybe just take that out, because that's not necessary right now. Everything and anything out here. I don't get it. I just don't get it. This one is now almost spawning another 3. Which takes forever, by the way. There, so it has 6 out of 15 gears. Go pick it up. Yeah, this one's gonna blow up then. Sucks. There's no point in gathering the gears. We might as well get something else instead. The cube... Pause. The cube next to the power in the bar in the top left is the inventory. I just find it super annoying that you don't have any resource or any people left here. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why we don't have any. Like, we have way too few people to get anything going. And maybe I shouldn't make a coal mine, but fuck it. Maybe this one's also a bad idea, that it shouldn't build anything like this in the beginning. But it just felt like, you know. That sucks. That was a power plant we lost. That means from now on we will always be short on power from this. Fucking hell. Like these ones, right? Like it's so frustrating to not be able to do anything in the game. I'll try again. Um, yeah, I don't know. Container houses. Really hard to match it in here. Now they can't go between them. That sucks. So that's buildings. Then food and water. I need a fishing dock. And I need a water purifier. Yeah. Is that misaligned? Let's get that one. Event dock. This is one of those container houses built. And these two. Water, food, dock, canteen. Canteen is the last one we must have in here. Let's make sure that it is built so that it's close to these two, but also covers all of that. Yeah. Is yak treat right next to my Ethernet cable? Oh, that's dangerous. Inadequate living space. We are aware of that. So we ignore the garden for now. So that'll be less draw on this. That's the housing, the fishing dock, the purifier, the canteen are the ones that we need. I really want that. I want this one going. This one is now being built, so that just needs a constructor. This one, they are. This one, everything got okay. That's constructor, and then we can start bringing materials into the research center. Then we need a medical outpost, maybe. We don't build that until it tells us need it. There's a lot of games that do sort of, if you build something, then it triggers that it can now happen. Coal? Yeah, but actually, if we don't have anyone doing anything, we can get some coals in here. Actually, just boom, get coal in here. We should have enough builders available, 9 builders for just completing these. Chop chop. Alright, speed up. On the O2 in the building unless the wind is active. Oh really? Okay. That's kind of weird for me. 2 fishers. So We don't know what the production is of the fish until we have produced one. So now we have 7 workers. That one's not built, but it's getting there. This one is gathering a little bit of coal. Event lock, that's the canteen built. I'll need to get 1 in there. Now we're down to 6 workers. That one. We got this one, so let's get 1 water supplier here. -6 for food, -15 water. Oh, this one blew up. Shit. Okay. So, get that one done. And then we'll gradually scale this one down here. A crack is oozing. A ooze is cracking. Where's the oozing crack? Cracking ooze. Are you getting built fast enough? Well, we have 5 builders. That should be enough. I think 5 isn't 5 the maximum? There, and then 1, 2, 3, and then I have to scale this down, maybe a little bit. That gets us. Okay. Okay, food. This is bad. Why are we not getting any water? Oh, because the first water hasn't come in yet. -4. That's a lot. New task. What's the new task? That is a gas extractor. We'll get it. We'll get it if we can. We need to get to 15 here, and I've maxed out my workforce in the research center. That means we only have 2 constructors, but that doesn't matter because the only thing we're constructing is roads, right? So they can be built a little bit slower, and that's not a big deal. Let's see. Water is still bad. Like, that's crazy. So even if this one was working at full speed, it would not generate enough water for the population. I don't get it. That seems crazy, right? So 2 of those gives us 8. Boop. Oh, now it says 12. I don't know. Don't understand that at all. And there. Gas extractor. Yes, please. Energy. Gas extractor. Go. And that's some workers. The tree shoots a ton of water, but I didn't check the tree, so I have not done anything about the tree to make sure. Black system. Thank you for the 2 months. Welcome back. This one also is 16, but I don't understand that. I don't know why it kind of goes up. What about food? How's that going? That's also bad. Weird. Okay, maybe I let the science go down a little bit in order to build this one. Okay, this is getting built. Hello. Gesture. Thank you for the silver. Thank you, Silver Cecil, for the 200 bits. Get that one done. Oh, another crack is oozing. Another crack is oozing. There we go. And then collecting coal has already been done. I'm going to take your coal collection a little bit down so we can get more stuff. What is the hint? Build a gas extractor. Woohoo! Now build the other gas extractor. So that brings in here. Where are the 2 gatherers? I don't know what they're gathering. I don't understand what they're gathering. Is that maybe over here that counts as a gathering? No, they must be under fishing. Right? What do these do? Oh, right. Those are the coal ones. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Dev diary about the next update. Oh, Captain Industry. Okay, interesting. All right, this one should also get done, and then we get the next achievement or next task completed. There we go. Well done. Get a reward for it. Awesome. And I think that it seems like that we want to make sure that we are really staying on top of, or always being able to do the gas extractors when they pop. They seem valuable. Then we get this one taken out, and I have 2 allocated here. So we're already in a position where we just don't have enough people. Right, we're just hovering around this. This is so weird. Okay, so that one got done. Sweet. 14.2 days. Does that mean it stops working? Did you put the storage? Can I move it? No. Okay, dismantle. A new crack is oozing. A new ooze is cracking. There we go. More oozing cracks. There. And let's see. What is it requiring? It requires gears and plastic. So I need to... not actually that one. That's some gears. Take one in there. And then take one out here. That one. So we just keep getting a little more of this. Gears, we're almost out of gears, and plastic, we have enough plastic for the next one, but that's about it. Yeah, exactly enough plastic for the next one, but not enough gears. So salvaging some gears, which is incredibly slow. We're working at double speed, and it's just still really, really slow. And we're low on power. Okay, so we actually, at this point, do we have anyone needs to construct? Yeah, this one is still able. This is the one that has to be constructing. Why are we not constructing? There we go. Keep going before it's too late. It has the gas extractor icon as a tooltip. You can click on instead of going through the menu. Oh, okay, cool. Gas extractor. Cool. Nice. Metal is something we're going to need, so let's also farm that. Coal is power. We have 1000 coal. That's actually nice. Gas extractor completed. Sweet. So that's 9 power done. Like, what does this mean? Like, consumption 67 seems like an absolutely ridiculous amount. Makes no sense. What the hell does that 76 mean? Because it's not correlated to the numbers in here. Here it says total consumption 4. Where the hell is the rest? No idea. Also, like, when we now have constructors that are not doing anything, then I have to sort of manually allocate them in here. Now that one done. We're using the gears. Okay, so gears are pretty critical now. I have 9 gears over here. Don't know if they don't sort of move out until I have a full setup, which makes it incredibly slow. So maybe these are per day. Now it says 14. So, oh, daily status. Okay, so it accrues over the day. So this is like, oh man, that's not good. That is almost completely useless. Because that means the only time you really know is by the end of a day. And then it flips over and restarts from 0. There we go, new task. And that's the submarine dock. Cool. So now we can make the submarine dock. But we're still only if the submarine dock is... Yeah, okay. Metal, fine. Good. How are we doing here? 25. So will we ever get this? So for example, when this one goes up, then it should be enough to bring it in for here. Which means, in my opinion, as soon as now it should generate a delivery of taking the 5 out of here and bring it in there. but it might not go anywhere until it gets up to 15. So it has to go up to 15, then those 15 gets brought back here, and then from there go out. I suspect that's how it works, which is not great, but okay, so here we are accruing the, okay, so we're actually putting, ah, for fuck's sake. That means did I lose all the stuff? I lost everything. And all the plastic. That is so bad. Wow. Wow, that's bad. So they're bringing stuff in here. The 15 gears. Okay, they have some gears. Where did they get those gears? Maybe they're sort of still on the ground or something. I don't know. Doesn't look good for streaming. It doesn't look good, to be honest. I mean, it looks really cool. It's just, it's mistaking difficulty for frustration. Like, not having enough workers is a frustration. It's not a difficulty. It's kind of one of those where, like, I can't do anything. Why can I not do anything? Come on, let me do something. I can't do something. Which is just, let's see, plastic. Which one's plastic? That's plastic. Okay, then I need to farm the plastic here. And now I don't have any. I have 2 builders. 2 fucking builders. I got a submarine at least. This one can then just deconstruct. This for coal, I deconstruct you because I guess so. And then we have now 5 up here. So it's so much micromanagement. So much micromanagement. And in the meantime, this one is ticking away. So now I have to find the plastic. Was here. I'm gonna get the plastic. Get 3 to farm plastic here. Because I need 15 plastic and I need 15 gears. How's the gears coming along? That's just reset to 0. That means there's hope that it went in here. And now it goes somewhere over to that one as well. I mean, maybe that's you.
I'm just a constructor.
Carries 15 gears. Alright, cool. So those gears are now going in.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Great. So now I need the plastic to scale up here. Get that as fast as possible because it doesn't move until it gets up to 15. So it gets up to 15 internally, then moves back to the haulage, and then from the storage brings out what is needed for here. Luckily it's 15. Right, so now I'm just a race for farming these resources as fast as possible so I can get them in here, so I can get them in there, and I can build this. It's not going to work. I'm going to blow up again. And then, trust me, I'm going to blow up too. And then, now it has everything. Oh, that was actually farming some plastic. That was part of this mission as well. Okay. So now the plastic, I don't need to get this anymore. We can get a little bit of plastic. So we still have 3 workers that will go down here. And I should find...
I'm strong.
You carry 15 plastic. New task. Let's build a decoration so that people can visit. Each side brings... Yeah, okay. Not right now. So that's now here. So now I need this to be built. 2 more workers are coming in for a building. Set priorities and build... Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, so now I need to build a decoration. The only thing I built is this useless star. I'll build it here. Nah, it's not important. Whatever. That's metal and plastic, which we don't have. Why does it say that we have that? Okay, that just came in. Okay, maybe that was just as a reward for the previous mission. 3 people will join in 3 days. In the meantime, my objective is to build up enough gears, yes, and plastic, kinda, to be able to, when there's another crack oozing, to actually tap that. We have a little bit of positive on food, a little bit of negative on water that I don't understand. So just get 1 more in here. 3 people for just getting this water. That's way too many. Like, imagine, okay, think of this. You have 16 people. 2 of them are kids, so they're going out. I'm just going to pause. So we now have 14 people. Out of 14 people, 3 have to be dedicated just to get water. Like, think about that, right? Okay, so take those out. 2 have to be dedicated to food. All right, that's 5. So we have 9 left for everything. 1 has to be in the canteen. That's 8. So now we have 8 to do collecting and constructing. Oh, we also need science. So that's 2 more. So we have 6. Just need to hit this area, so. Children labor being allowed. No, not child, but young adults, yes. That's just, like... No! That's really, really, really annoying. Like, incredibly annoying that it is like that. Start of the game is the most important part of a game. Why? Because if the start sucks, people don't get to the late game. We still are farming plastic here. It was the same with, what game was it? The underwater thing that was not Aquatico. Where it's also like just insane struggle to get your people to sort of reach. Yeah, young adults are allowed, but that's still part of the 14. The 14 includes the young adults. There are 16 in total. 2 of them are useless and 14 can work. Surviving the Abyss. Yes, that was the same issue with that. And then we also have people visiting here. So now it's all about, can we get this one in? So that has to go all the way around. Get that 15 plastic. You're still missing 15 plastic, so get that in. And I just really believe that it's super important to get that 12 per hour. We get 12 per hour here. And to me, this seems like the absolute critical part to balance the power, so we don't have to rely on coal, because that takes more resources. This is a dead one. Like, put resources in, and then from now on, forever and ever, or maybe not forever and ever, but well, not forever and ever, but for a while, we'll get free power, which means no mining, no other things. Good. Did we get it? Yes, we did get it. And that should be coming out here. Yep. And then the production completes. And good. Got another extractor. That means we now have 15 per hour. Great. That means we stock up on our sustainable energy storage capacity much better. And now we have 4 workers. So when we have workers and don't need work, then we need to immediately switch them back to farming stuff. Oh, that one got completed. Gears. There. So now we have 0 workers, 0 constructors, because everyone is now dedicated to something else. Food is... Oh, it's just past midnight, so we don't know anything. Alright, let's have a look at what we can get here. We can't get anything. We can get a cafe soon. Yay! This doesn't seem like the stuff that I'd want. A coal mine? Do I want a coal mine? Actually not. But the metal processing, I'd like to get that. Because now if I make a metal processing, that could be a thing. Now we don't, no workers assigned, obviously, because we don't have any workers here. Let's look at our storage to get a sense of gears, 25, plastic, 20. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Plastic is assigning there. Gears, take that one out. Metal, take one out. So now we have 2 workers available. And they will now be working on bringing stuff in. Metal and stones. Looks like it can be done. We have 4 people working. 2 for plastic. Yeah. Get that plastic in. More houses. That's a good point. More housing. What does that require? Just metal? Metal is fine, I think. We have a little bit of metal. This one, we got all the metal done, and we now can do the construction. So that means, hopefully that metal processing means that we can just assign someone and then just get free metal, I hope. That means just reassigning this one. I don't know if we get metal planks, so we get metal. Don't know. Was it the only? No, it was just a default map option, so that's why it looks the same as yours. Default. Don't know about the power thing. Don't understand that entirely. So, okay. So I'm trying to understand it that this has to go all the way around, and then it gets 3. All the way around gets 3. Whew, that takes so long time. Right, how are we doing? We are working on the construction, and then we'll see how many we need to reassign. Let's look at water here. Now that we are at the end of the day, it looks like there's a little bit of positive in terms of food and a little bit of positive in terms of water. And a lot of positive in terms of energy, which is good. We'll just keep that going. And this one is about oh, new task. What is that? Let's get ready for some winds. Okay. How? Unlock coal mine, build coal mine, produce coal, 15, build a medical post. Okay. Missing some metal and a medical post. There. So I am out of metal for this one. So we need to keep you farming more metal. Good. That one is getting all the metal, and then it'll be completed here. The sea isn't affected by the drought either. Okay. There. So we can get metal from this one. That means when this one is idle, it only has 6 left. So when that's idle, we can get... Wind is coming in 2 days. Shit. Does that mean that I have to do this before? Huh. Okay, I don't think I need plastic anymore. So much shuffling on this one. You just end up just completing this one, and then once it's done, you'll just do something else. You'll sort of revert back. Roads. And let's see. This one is miss. Stone is... Where's the stone? Do we not have stone? 3 housing. Stone. We have tons of stone. And there we go. That's the housing. Just seconds away. Look at that. We have extra people. Woo! Extra people. Boom. You died. That's 2 people for this. What do we think we want more of? Task is completed. Sweet. What? But that doesn't make any sense. What task did I complete? Not that one. Oh, well, there were 2 tasks. I wonder what the other one was. Oh, that was the decoration task. Oh, I don't know what the additional part of the decoration was. Okay, so coal mine, build the coal mine. It now has, it says it's not missing anything. 35, okay. And then I need to gather coal. I'll do that once it's done, I think. But I need to get stuff going here. Gears. Okay, you can get gears from that one. What do we want as well? Plastic, maybe? Now we have 3 builders. That's probably fine. Oh, and ooze is cracking. That's more gears and plastic. Let's get this one built. Up, up, up. Don't think I need this. Well, actually, yes, I think I need it. There. Gather, produce 20 metal. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so can I make this in the days we have remaining? It says 15, produce 15 coal. I could also just reassign someone here. Or do we want to get it from the mine? Ugh. I'll take these out and just get the coal ones going. New task. Gas extractors to generate more. Let's build gas extractors. 5 gas extractors. I already have 5 gas extractors, so that's good. Produce gears. That's fine. That's already coming. Okay, so that's a good task. The other task is coming. You're almost done. Ding. Is this a finite number? No, this is infinite, so... There. Now you need to get built, and you are getting built. Sweet. So we need the coal production, which is coming in here. 3. Let's make sure this one gets done. The medical post doesn't have any people working it. The metal thing doesn't have anyone working on it. Metal 20, that's not much. And the coal is just not producing anything. 3 coal, gas extractor construction complete. Great. So now I can do more here. Just go all in on this. I want to make sure that we get it in the 1 day we have left. It's a little bit critical. Why does it say 8? That's a weird number. I don't have anyone to assign. What happened? Another ooze is cracking. Where are we at? 13. So when it comes up here, then it's good. We got the task failed successfully. We just want 1 in this location and then build another one of these. They are dirt cheap. Well, they do cost something. Look how quickly they go in. And the other one was successful. That was the gas extractor and the gears. Sweet. Look at that. We're level 3 of happiness. We have 4 workers available. Okay. Yeah, it's giving Diablo vibes. Thank you, Isolda. I was thinking the same thing and I was like, it's just me being silly. Let's get more science here. No, let's not get the science. Let's get the medical post. I think we need that for the prep. That's a quarry, a signal tower. Okay, maybe they will get a quest for which one to get here. And more power. It's really nice to get, like now we're up to 21 free power. And now I have 3 workers. Let's get some plastic. Don't know what we need plastic for, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna need plastic for something. Cool. So I will just be taking a short break. I'll just save here. Twitch. 01. No, 02. No, yeah. Okay, 1 hour into the game here. And we'll just pause it. And I saw something nice.
Another loyal devotee.
It just popped up. Another loyal devotee. Let's see if that... I just clicked on Patreon and it said 0. 0 patrons. Like, don't do that. Thank you. No Protector of the Path has joined the ranks. Welcome. And thank you for your pledge. Okay. Good evening, Barthik. Seriously? Oh, I hope and assume that it is Twitch chat being weird. I'm just going to refresh Twitch chat. Okay, I need to check another place then. Are we seriously seeing Barthak without a sub icon? Is that... That can't be. That's so weird. No icons next to you? That I'm just refreshing because that can't be true. Maybe you just... You feel really naked. Weird. I have icons. There we go. That's better because it was just... You were looking exceedingly naked in chat, and that was worrying. Now you're as handsome as ever with the VIP, the 30-month subscriber, tier 2 subscriber, and also 3,000. There we go. You're as handsome as ever. Cool. I'll be back in 2 minutes. See you in a bit. All right, welcome back. All right, seems like we might be getting a little bit of a control over this because it's about sort of building up reserves when you don't need them. It's unfortunately a little bit difficult to see what we have here because it starts with French fries. And we have to scroll all the way down here for the important stuff like, do we have plastic? Do we have gears? Do we have metal? Do we have metal planks? Do we have stone? Like all the stuff that we need for construction of sort of upcoming things. Let's have a look again. We're in the afternoon, so we can actually look at food. Water is kind of, food is kind of. Is there a way to get... Oh, there we go. 3 days, we'll get 3 more people in. Okay, so it looks like we get like an average like 1 per day. We have 2 out of 3 in this one, and we have people out and doing stuff. Now, here's the question. What the hell are we supposed to do when the workers don't consume oxygen tank when the generator is turned on? What are your thoughts on this game? I don't know yet. It's there are a lot of things I like, but it's kind of like the right pieces have been put slightly incorrectly together, or there's some balancing things that sort of just it grinds my gear a little bit. Your face was my face when I played it. Okay, I'm just trying to sort of articulate what I find to be the problem. Why I'm not like, I feel that I should be meshing really well with it. Like it makes sense. It's just there's a little bit of like frustration in everything. Like there are not enough workers. It takes too long to get resources. The fact that things pop up, like these extractors pop up, and then if you don't have the resources, you can't react to it, so you have to be prepared for it. And it's like those kind of things just makes it a little frustrating. So you see, for example, now a new crack is oozing. Awesome. Now if I don't have the resources immediately, then I will need to, all right, then I need to go out and find some more gears. Okay, but I don't have time to find those gears because I need to assign it, and I need to build it up to 15 to bring it back to the storage, and then from there bring it out here, and then this timer just has run down. That's the kind of thing. Okay, we need to see here. Wind started, doubles the oxygen center's energy consumption. Also, winds bring toxic gases and reduce the oxygen level in the air, so people may get sick. Turning on the oxygen generator in all the buildings will reduce the possibility of people getting sick. Yeah, I'm not really sure I understand what the point is. Like,
I'm going to work.
They have oxygen tanks. So, like, you have an oxygen tank. Since you have an oxygen tank, who cares about the wind? Right? Because you're breathing oxygen. Or is it like Icarus pneumonia? And they're like, but are they getting sick by doing stuff like walking back and forth here? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's the kind of thing that I don't really think I understand. Metal and stone. That's actually really expensive to build one of those. Graphics and music are not anything special, sadly. Yeah, that's also another point here. It's like, it's okay, but it's not really sort of. It's functional. Like, let's take Surviving the Abyss. That had sort of thematic, like, yeah, steampunk-ish UI, and that was really nice. Or like the best example is Darkest Dungeon, because the narration, the artistic style, the whole thing just meshes so well that it's just a joy to sit and look at a menu. And this is just like made by engineers. It's a square box. Here are the information. Boom. It's 1 out of 6. Up and down arrow. It's very much corporate software-ish. It's very functional, but it's also very sterile. Sterile. I think that's the best word for it. It's sterile. It doesn't convey anything. It doesn't sort of mesh with the theme of the game. Yeah. So this one's building. And we now have 3 building. DD2 is enjoyable to watch only for the graphics and sound. The game content, meh, who cares then? No. I'd hoped they had made proper changes as I played in October, but it seems like you're running into the same frustrations as me. Cool. So what are your thoughts on it? Yeah, you say the same. So now I need to sort of mentally go like, I have to store up 30 gears and 25 plastic for the next one of these to spawn so that I can tap it when it comes out. We have like a massive deficit on power, but that's okay. It's okay. We have a large stockpile to consume from, I hope. Alright, so, and then this is the only way I can find the storage. I really hope that the storage is shared and I don't have to click back and forth between them to figure out what I have in total. Is there no other way that I can see the total amount of resources aside from just clicking on the storage? That would be like a logical thing to have up here, but because they've decided to have so many, then they probably also decided not to have it up here. Oh, here it is, probably. What is that? Became sick due to low oxygen and toxic gases. Oh. Go in there then. Now we have 1 builder. That's not a lot. We're bringing stuff in. Oh, medical post is full. That sucks. Huh. Well, I guess we don't need any. Oh, you lost your builder here. You lost yours. We have 0, 0. We can't build anything. Huh. And food is dropping, but I don't have like a... Yeah, this is my food stockpile, which is diminishing. Water stockpile is kind of okay. So maybe we'll take one of these out there and then get you in and heal people up. I guess. That's just 5 people that got sick really, really quickly. I have no idea how I should prevent that. Crew up. Now ready to work. Get to work. That's 1 person more to work. And that's all. You're now going to be a builder. The only builder we have. Okay, so we're still losing, but not so much we're losing here. Food, let's see, on the production we have gears, yes. Plastic, yes. Oh, recovered. Now ready to work. Great. Ready to work. Okay, that's actually going pretty quickly. That's nice. And let's scale this down. They can go back to work. We can go... Let's get another one on the fisheries. Maybe we should look at... Faster water production, fish production. Yeah. Damn. The science is also like really slow. There. Get an extra science in. And then someone got hospitalized. Don't care. Ding, ding. Ready to work. Sweet. Alright. Looks like we're surviving. Construction completed of the storage. Oh no. So I have to rely on this. Okay. That's... it's also better to rely on this. It's easier. And we now have 5 workers. So let's... empty this one. Empty the stone one. And get back in here and take a little one more on plastic. And that means we have 0 workers left. And we're working on more for the research center. This one is coming in a couple of days. And then we're just basically idling until we either get another mission. Took off the mask to see if they're... yeah, it is. Ooh, this... Abandoned apartment. Just deconstruct the whole thing. 15 scavengers can be assigned. That's a lot. Like, it's a little bit ambitious for where we are right now. Just making sure that we have a little bit of everything here in case of whatever comes in. And we are almost done. So I don't really understand what this does. Like, okay, I'm just gonna pause here. The core mechanic of this in-game, it's literally the title, called oxygen. I have no fucking clue how it works. And I don't think that's because I am exceptionally stupid. I might be a little bit stupid, but I don't think I am exceptionally stupid. Like, I have now turned all on generators. Workers don't consume oxygen tanks when the generator is turned on in buildings. Alright, I understand that. That, for example, that means if we look at this part, this one is taking 8 power to supply this with oxygen. That means the ones that are in here, 3 workers in here, don't consume their oxygen tank.
Research center.
What? Why is it Yoda? So you don't consume your oxygen tank when you're in this building. Although, why is it not full then? That's okay. But when you move around, but you don't. But then you're fine. You got your oxygen supplied. So? Like, Like, okay, so if I disable the oxygen, then they would consume their tank. And then when the tank was empty or near empty, they would have to leave the building, move over to the oxygen center, fill up their oxygen tank, and go back and work. Like, that's literally the name of the game. And it seems to be... Oh, yeah, you save a little trip back and forth. Right? It should be the core mechanic that permeates everything that you do. Like, everything should be revolving around oxygen. And right now, I just don't see it. I don't see the point of... Like, I honestly don't understand the difference between these two. Like, yeah, then if I turn off all generators, then they have to go back and forth. So what? Can someone explain that to me? If you get it. It just seems like it's extremely minor aspect. Sick due to oxygen and toxic gases. Low oxygen and toxic gases. Okay. And you're now hospitalized. Super. They want to make the game like Enzo. Enzo, don't know what that is. And then threw oxygen mechanic in there as an afterthought. I don't know if it, yeah, I don't think it's an afterthought. I think it's still something that was thought about. I think it's just that maybe you like if you have a core mechanic that has to sort of drive everything. Like let's take Frostpunk. Frostpunk is a good example. There's this engine at this core of your settlement, and you need to feed that monster, and that's the core mechanic. So a lot of things revolve around upgrading it, maintaining it, feeding it. Like all those things are revolving around that core mechanic, keeping that steam engine thing running. And I thought it was basically the same thing, where this one would be like the core mechanic that would sort of permeate everything, and it just doesn't seem like it, right? I think you save energy with the... Yeah, trading energy for movement. Exactly, that's like, this is such a small thing. Seems such a small thing. And even if it's a big thing, it is still seems like an insignificant thing, I think. How are you finding games? I'm just... It's close, but there's something that's just a little bit weird. Okay, so we are now done with the wind. So can we get rid of this overlay here? All right, so now I turn it off. Done. We don't use any power anymore. And then we start having a massive energy surplus. That means
I can't
Doug
save
here.
the world.
Then let's try to follow Doug. So Doug just went home, and then he went into his house, and then his oxygen tank fills up. But you know, then he's coming. Now he's coming back to work. Oh, now he's going over there and visit. But he'd probably do that anyway. That's outside of his business hours. Leisure's done, and then he goes into work. So it seemed like it had no impact. Let's focus on metal production. Let's do that. Unlock metal processing, done. Build metal processing, done. Produce, gather metal. All right, cool. Done. That'll get done by itself. And we're up to 85. That means we could get one. We could get the cafe just to get something. 90 bricks. Do we not have 90 bricks? We can find those. I definitely want to do something that we can... something that increases our food production. And this cafe seems to be increasing food production. But also a plant house. Appropriate environment to grow vegetables. Potato and tomato. Potato, tomato. But that's a little bit expensive. The cafe, a place for people to meet and then socialize after work. Each visit to the cafe brings plus 1 point to the settler's social life. And then we can, after that, 20% extra fishies. Or 20% extra that. Enables plus 1 increase in production amount. Lighted tree. But they're so expensive. Then I guess this one's better. Yeah, okay. So then we also need to make sure that we get the metal planks done. And this one's almost coming in, so that's good. Oh, let's build another house. Shwoop. No one to build it? Okay, so let's figure out where our... okay, so we have 2 people who are... there. Where can we free up some people? We only have 3 workers. And 1 is doing plastic. How's our plastic amount? It's good enough. So you're going to go out. And the other 2 are the ones in here that definitely need. So where the hell is everyone else assigned to? Maybe you don't need to be there anymore. Don't need to sort of farm more coal. So now we have 2 builders, and we get more because we need this one built quickly. They come in. Come on in. And inadequate living space. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can go help here and then you can build your own house. Signal tower for more people. That's a good point. That's a good point. Let's see. Signal tower is a huge tower sending signals to reach all survivors around the globe. Metal, plank, gear, and plastic. I have none of that. That's a lot of stuff. Oh, here's some workers. Oh, that sucks. I'll just set one here because I don't think I need as much stone. Let's get some metal planks though. There. Gears, also just knock that out. And then we don't have it. Oh, we have this one built quickly now. I think that should be fine. This is scaling up the metal just so that we get the metal production completed. We'll get a lot of rewards for it. Metal planks and metal from that. Maybe I have this one just go with food. There. I don't know if that makes a difference. So this is good. Getting more free power. Should I try allocating one here? I'll assign one. And then see how that affects our water supply. You got built, sweet. And then you're cuddling this tree. Get ready to work. Good luck with the building now. Thank you. Oh, more plastic. We have one builder, but we don't care about builders if we don't have them, right? Get that into plastic. This is almost done. There we go. And they can now go in here. There, plastic. And metal planks, that one. I have one builder. Don't care about one builder, right? What happened? Blah, blah, blah. What was that? Oh, gas extractor. All right, right. This stone just empty. What do we have over here? Kevlar might be something we'd want. Plastic. Okay, we got the reward. Metal production, 11 happiness or confidence points. And metal planks. Sweet. All right, that's good. We got another incoming. And I think not super important, but stone. This one would be nice to tear up down. Hard to figure out what the next thing is. Oh, well, here it is. Oh, get ready for more wins. All right. Gather coal 90. Okay. I guess we scale down this one. Scale up this one. And metal planks here, these two. Plastic and gears, they're actually really good. Maybe I just dial one of these back and get one more in here. 250, that's enough for this part, which means none of those I have available. Or do we want a plant house? Which one do we want? My admiration for those working night shifts. Yeah, it's rough. I'm thinking maybe this is better, but 120 is so much. Food is flashing red. All right, then that's gonna be that one. Okay. Food is flashing red. You're right. So we have no other way of making food, right? Fishing dock. That's it. It's completely overfished, this one. And we have no one to do that. And this one is capturing 90. All right, let's find out. This, I'll take you out. One of those out. I'll take you out. You're not as important. This plastic, you got 1, so we got 2 builders now. Don't think I need someone in here anymore. Doop. We can get you in there when the wind is coming. That'll get you going. Yep, that's a lot of problems. This is again one of those too many people assigned for this. Water must not be okay either. Yeah. 3 people building. Come on. Go, go, go. And this one is just desperately trying to get completed. 5 more. 5 more. And you? Almost done. I'd like to get the canned food. How do I get the canned food? Canning station. Special. 500. Okay. Metalworks. Gear workshop. Signal tower. Canning station. Oh, it's after the canning station. Interesting. Huh. Well, this is the one we want. There. 2 people in here. And then I have 1 person remaining to build everything. Like this part. 1 builder left. Like no matter what, we just don't have enough people no matter how we twist and turn this. So every one of those miners out here. I wonder where the other one is. 1 here. And 1 out here. For the plastic, yeah. Gas extractor, no more producing energy. Boo! Dismantle. Okay, dismantling is instant. Good to know. Well, that one's coming in 4 people will join us. Good. You know, it's really slow, so might as well build a house. New task. What is that? Let's focus on fish and water production. Let's do that. Water purifier, 1 more. Water purifier, and then gather 100 fish and... Oh, 100 water. Okay, so we actually just need another water... No. Water purifier. I guess. Then there's 1 builder left. Gas product constructor. No energy left. Damn it. Dismantle. Well, it would be nice to get a little more of these. We have 1 worker out here. Maybe I'll dismantle you. Or what's our metal plank situation? 65. It's something, but not a lot. How's Okay, this is good. Might as well just get all of these until it's done, and once it's done, produce, prepare for the winds. And our power is pretty good. 21, even though I lost a little bit. There we go. That was the power. And then we can just dismantle this part and then get those out to start farming other locations. This one is building. Metal is good coming in. How's our metal? 120 metal. That's good. Let's get another one in here. Plastic. We'll kill this plastic first. Yeah. And then we have 3 builders. And that built into a house. Food is still not good, so get another one. It's a lot of food we have to... a lot of people we have to spend on food. That's what I meant. 2 here. This one's building. So that's a water purifier. We don't really need it. What the hell is that? Oh, drought. Okay. A lot of people to eat. A lot of people to eat. Wow. Don't think that's how it works. Okay, we're almost done with this, with the research here. Getting to the check mark. There's still a little bit of time left. This coming 4 in, that means that's okay. We'll have issues here, but at least we get more consumption. And come on, one more. Done. 330. That's the one. Let's build that under food and resource. Plant house. Okay, so what is it? 1 water becomes 5 tomatoes or 4 potatoes and 4 workers potentially. And it also has energy consumption. Let's build it here. Sweet. And we're very close to that part. This one is building. Food is getting better. But now we'll also get more people in, so I guess those people can start working in the next one. 4 people arrived. Sweet. Fishing dock is done. Water purifier is damn well close. And we can assign some more people for metal planks here. Construction completed of water purifier. I'll take 1 in there so it doesn't blink. I'd like to get this one, but that's a little bit ambitious, I think. Now food is... What happened? A crack is... Oh, okay. That's gonna be more important, because that is that's our timer. That one will just be whatever. But we only have 2 workers, I guess.
I collect whatever you need.
Good for you. And... wind ends, so I'm gonna just crack up this one for the wind. I don't know what it does. I need to get in here, get 1 person in to heal people, or that one, get less. Maybe we shouldn't be having any foragers out, and they'll be sort of dedicated to other things in the meantime, I guess, kind of. I'll still be building here. And then that one will also be built soon enough. Under construction after this one gets completed. And how it's... Oof, 200. Gas constructor completed. Produce water. Produce fish. Okay, fish is close. Water is getting there. And especially because of this. We have now 6 workers. Okay, so we just build all these and then get our plant house done. Someone got sick, that's fine. You can go back in here, get healed. Let's go like that so they heal up faster. Workers, productivity high. That one can also get a little bit because we're not going to have anyone out there farming, running around like idiots in the meantime. Actually, you might want to run around like an idiot soon-ish. 3. Ah, getting sick. Everyone's getting sick. Stop being sick. Get better. Okay, but the wind ends very soon. Ding, someone recovered. Get back to work, Gavin. Get in here and farm this one. And the water is good. Fish is definitely good, but little does it help. Almost out of housing. True, but we don't even have another one coming in, so not worried yet. Okay, ready to work. 5 people ready to work. And wind ends, and that's good. And I still have no clue what that does. This one is... Let's get some metal planks. Oh, that's plastic. Metal planks. Stone. Let's wrap that one up. This plastic. Oh. There. 2 and 2 for each. Let's see if the water is enough. That should be enough. There. Let's see, what are we working on? We're working on potatoes or... Oh, we don't have the... We can only make potatoes. That's fine. So 1 water becomes 4 potatoes. That's fine. New task. Let's plant a tree. When a tree's vitality reaches the necessary value, it generates a tree dome. Any building under a tree dome has no energy consumption. Don't forget to assign a worker and provide sufficient water. That's gonna be tough because we kind of forgot this guy. What? Damn, we put a lot of effort into getting that. Build something cedar. Okay, I'll just build one. Why not? Actually, no. Ah, it's too late. So we build those, and now we need to gather more water. This one's still weird. Do we think that's worth it? I don't know. Seems like a lot of water we'd need, and a lot of water at this... What? Like, something as simple as water, like... The, it's just too tight. It's too, sort of... Yeah. Like, I can't have people assigned. I have to just always jumble things out here. So it doesn't have this feel of just like, let's go get some resources. It's just gonna be like, okay, I am almost out of everything. What is the most important thing that I must get right now? And sort of always balancing here, instead of just saying, I have 5 builders. When they're not building, they're idle. Whatever. Yeah. Trees generate oxygen, so some saving of power spent to generate oxygen. I guess so. I guess that's the essence of it. But again, power doesn't really seem to be the big issue. But then we need water, but water is okay, so the only resource that matters in this game is 1,000. Okay, is people. People is the only resource that matter, as far as I can tell. And you need, because there's such a large amount of the people have to be spent on maintaining its own population. There you go. These two go out. This potato is just ungodly slow. Look how slow it is. Our power is definitely decreasing. So we're just trying to scale up things here. Like there. Now we have no workers. Like having some kind of self-balancing between where you basically say like the ones that are not assigned, they will be harvesting or building, or they'll be building, and if they don't build, they'll be harvesting. Like, please. Or generated oxygen. I don't know. Because it also has to be one assigned as a gardener here. And that's gonna take... It generates a tree dome and acts as a natural oxygen center. That's also like... Aside from this, it's also like incredibly weird. A tree dome. That's not exactly like a tree, how trees work. Drought is coming. Lakes and rivers will dry up and it's not possible to catch fish or collect water during droughts. Let's focus on fish and water production. Fuck me. Guess let's go in here. Definitely not enough water. Hey, we got potatoes. Games we call micromanagement. It is absolutely, you're right. It's total micromanagement. Okay, so when these ones harvest the last bit here, then they revert back as constructors, and then I can revert them back in here to water purifiers, because that's kind of a thing, or maybe even to a plant house. But it looks like water is more tight. All right, that completed there and there. That's again, no workers available. Drought incoming 2.6 days. What is this one? That's a cedar tree, and we gather water. That's very, very close to completing now. Closing. Have a nice evening. Thank you for joining, Isolde. There we go. Got that task completed. Let's also build another house. Shit, that one's done. Not a single builder yet. Is there anywhere I can take out a builder? We have two of these. Yeah, I can take one of these out. So at least I have one builder. Gas extractor no longer producing energy. Reclaim that. So we're now building this one slowly. So water, fishies, we're halfway on the fishies. I don't know. I think that's going to be good enough because I think that was here it started. So the fishies should be fine. Look at the water. Look at this fish here. This one is really bad. Hey, awesome. Happy. Why are you not working? Okay, I'm gonna take you out then. No miners or no gatherers at all, because we're just focusing on the water now to build up a stockpile for the drought, because the drought is gonna be 2 days. Construction and container house, good. So now that has to work on this one. That's one thing in. Plastic should also be good. Yep. Boop, boop. And then they start working on it. Great. And a new task coming in. Build a signal tower to discover new locations and find survivors. There's no way I can do that in this time, but I'll try it. I'll bite the bullet here. How's this one? 58. Gotta be harsh during the drought. And signal tower built. What is it? What else? Build, unlock signal, build signal tower. Research center. Oh, you need. Okay, so that kind of implies that I need a research center. Okay. I can build a research center, I guess. Submarine, 3 people have joined. Yay, 3 people. That means we can actually get more workers here, and also maybe get this one to get some more food in here as well. Hopefully that'll help a little bit. Then we have 3 workers or 3 constructors. Drought should not affect anything. Hey, fish and water production, sweet. Good. And water is increasing, not a lot, but it's increasing. Food is also good. Also wonder if this replayability or if every game is just going to be the exact same way. I think that's actually going to be the exact same way. I think you got a good point there. Now we have 3 workers. I don't need 3 workers, so let's get some more science going. Let's get 2 workers. So the drought is coming in soon. These 2 here just raking in the metal. Metal planks are actually good. We need... Okay, so we need 250 here. So we need plastic actually is the most important thing to get there. Because we got the other ones actually. That's quite incredible. So that drought is coming in soon, and I am already out of people. Oops, why is it not spinning on top? It just feels wrong that it's not spinning. Oh, spinning now. 61 for this. And what happened? Construction completed a oh, what? What is that roaring? What was that bling for? Research center. There. 215. Right, maybe if I take you out and then have it just build this part. Drought is coming. Once the drought is coming, I free up 1 million resources actually, because they can't do this. Right. Silly me. This one, like 62, that's gonna be a long time until it gets anywhere. So now the drought is coming, and I wonder if these just shut down, and if so, what happens? Okay, we got food. Hey, whoa, how do we... Oh, canned food must be a reward or something. Oh, that one's shutting down soon. So, drought's coming. See, again, this oxygen center doesn't really have any features. So, let's see what happens. And ooze is cracking. And we have 1 builder. And these can't do anything, so empty, 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 empty. Great. That means we can get a lot of plastic production. Lots of plastic can be mined right now. There you go. And then we only have 2 builders left. Damn. But that's fine. We don't need many builders. We actually only need 1 builder. This is very close. And we are at 250, so let's build the signal tower. Oh no, our gears have disappeared. Alright, we need some more gears. That means this one... whoa, finished plastic. I should get that. Over here, we probably have some gears. Yes, please. Two out of 2. Good news is we can get a lot of plastic. Okay, gas. Exhausted plastic, crack is oozing. Gas extractor, that's good. These are running out soon. I have 5 builders. Damn it, you go in here and get some Kevlar as well. Don't need builders. I would just have to wait through this. And then let's build a signal tower. Community, technology, signal tower. Plastic. Oh, it's so close with those plastic. Come on. Get that plastic in there. No longer producing. Don't we get something? We get plastic returned from this. So I'm over 100 plastic. Sweet. Do we want this to be built like next to the potential housing here, or? Woo! Good. But no one can build it because we're also like Kevlar, not so important, I guess. It's just a matter of just getting stuff out here. 18. We're still filling up. And the drought is 1 day away. How are we? Wow. 67. You get stuff in there. We should have the gears. We should have the plastic. So get on with it. And that one is done. Reclaim. Sweet. Drought ends. You have had more Let's Try First games in the last... You've had more Let's Try First games the last 6 months? Success? Thank you. Love your questions. They're always really insightful and also open-ended to sort of engage on just a random rant. Yes and no. No, I'd say yes, not a no. Because not every game has to be a success for the concept to be a success. And it has also been sort of a necessity since I have turned down a lot of just, I'm not playing Satisfactory, I'm not playing Dyson Sphere, I'm not playing Factorio. Well, I'm playing a little bit of Factorio now. So it's like, what the hell am I going to play? Valheim was okay, cool, but then that ended. Icarus, all right, well, but that's not particularly popular. So what do we fill up the rest with? Well, finding new things, like finding the new potential cool thing. And some of the things have been super successful, like the Tectonica, Foundry. Desynced is the biggest small success, or like the idea of how good that was compared to how little we knew about it. Like every other content creator was also looking at Foundry and why am I doing that? Anyway, I was also looking at Foundry and Tectonica, obviously. Hey, we got it. But they were not looking at there and there. Yeah, they were not looking at Desynced, which has been super good for us. So that wouldn't have been possible. But of course, when you play a game like Smallland, it's a hell of an investment every time. Like, even though it's like, oh, it's just $25 game, and this is like, but you have to play a game and then spend the time on it, and sometimes those games just don't resonate. And then I spent a lot of time on it, researching, setting up, streaming, YouTube videos, and then it doesn't really pan out. That's just a risk, even though... but I guess it'll also be valuable, even if it's not like the newest, the next big thing. Then it might still be a valuable insight for the community, just to go like, oh, okay, I don't think we want to buy that one then. So I think it adds value, and it sort of has been filling up on my channel with stuff to do between the big games, right? And I think that's super valuable. So I like it. I think it's fun. It's also good to sort of have a procedure, both in terms of what I can offer to sponsors, and also in terms of what I can have on streams. So I really enjoy this stream, even though the game is, it's nothing. It doesn't really bring a lot of new things to the table. It's like Aquatico. It's nice, but it's not innovative enough in the sense that it does something really unique. Save me a bunch of money. Yeah, but happy to hear that. And You have then converted it into maintaining a. I mean, has it really? Because you are a Templar of the Path and also an avid gift subber. So I guess all the money and probably more has been that I've saved you on gaming has just been poured into the channel anyway. Which I mean, I prefer that, but and I appreciate it. Crack is oozing. Ooze is cracking. There. We have 3 builders. That should be fine. They'll be working on this one. Signal tower, unlock signal, and then produce canned fish. I can't produce canned fish. Damn. Canning station is 500. That's ridiculous. Ridunculous. That's what it is. What is -8? Shouldn't be. Food shouldn't be that. I guess that's... I don't know. Yeah, so I like the fact that I've done it. It also is a really cool way for me to discover new games that could potentially... Even though most games will either be 1 stream or 2 streams. Also, for example, Cosmoteer was another one. I produced 18 YouTube videos that they were really successful. That was quite surprising. And that's kind of a... I like that. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't sort of was interested in new games. So definitely. Alright, I need to bump that up. Otherwise it runs out because this takes forever to build. Yeah, this one is not going to happen because even though I built the tower, then I gather canned fish. I can't do that unless I can find a canned fish location out here. Canned fish. Damn, I can. I will. I have 0 builders. Good. I am still not producing enough food. That is ungodly. So crazy. Producing. And we get how many more? 3 people will join. So those 3 people can be set to... I have no gatherers at all. I also have not built these spots. Oops. New task. Crazy. Get ready for the winds. Oh no, what is that? Coal, 100 coal now. Nico died of old age. No! Shit. We just lost 2 people. That doesn't make it any easier. Will you try the new Space Engineers patch? No, don't think so. Right, now this one is getting built. Okay, so I need to keep this here until this gets done. Where can I take some out? I can probably take 1 out here, but that's not really going to do much. And I need to get 100 of that. Well, maybe this just has to be retired now and then start working on... Where was the canned stuff? 5. 4. Oh no, there's also more people need to be assigned here. Alright, but we'll get 3 people in here, and this one is... Alright, this one's being constructed. Okay. So next week I think I'll be playing a little bit more Timberborn, see if we want to make that, we just want to test it out, or we want to make it into a new season. On the 8th of May we have Darkest Dungeon coming out, and on the... I'm just going to pause here. On what date was it that we had? There. When is V Rising? 17th of May. Okay, I need to put that in my calendar so I know. there. Release V Rising. That's the new patch. Gloomrot or something. Gotta get that in. So that means we have Timberborn, Darkest Dungeon, and then what was the next? What I said, V Rising. Those are the ones until even if we only spend like a week on each, then we'll be good until end of May. And you know, by end of May, I am sure that we'll hopefully get some the Dyson Sphere, for example. I think so. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna take a short break and try to see if we can. We definitely want to get the canning thing done. Don't know if we will be able to make this part here, the coal, but we'll see. We'll try it. Cool. I will be back in 2 minutes. And thank you for that excellent question, the Factory Buster Roger. You're always welcome, not just you, but all of you are welcome to ask these kind of questions or any other kind of questions you feel like. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll be having one more hour of this game and seeing how it plays out. All right, we're back. I actually managed to find, speaking of this damn cat cam here, I managed to find an old webcam, so maybe I can get that to work, because I don't want to set up a full camera stuff to do that. But if we can set up an old webcam, then that might be an option. Okay, this looks like it's almost filled up here. All right. What happened? Event log. Build a container house. Great. And we have more people. So let's set 2 more people in here. Because I don't really need these built right now. I need to get more workforce. And let's look at the canned food. Canned food is 6. Because we had some canned food over here. So keep cracking at that canned food. And then canned food. And I will, well, actually now I don't need the cannery. I can go for, I don't know, cafe maybe? Needs bricks. A quarry, get some stone. Shelter might be a good thing. Or we can unlock the medium. Ooh. But that doesn't matter because everything else is... Oh, okay. I think it was really difficult to get this going. Yeah. All right. So at this point, what do we do now? We are just. Why are they running home?
I'm hungry.
That's also a weird choice. So there. So that's up to 15 now. That's 1/3 of what we need. And we are also producing a little bit of coal. Oh, look at that! The tree is treeing. Kind of underwhelming, to be honest. The wind is incoming. This is water's good, food is good, but I can't really take anyone out. Gas constructor is no longer working. Excellent. So that's take that out. I'd really like to do this. I don't know what it does, but I kind of need one person to go there. But I don't have that one person. All right, maybe I just don't care about this and then go one more in here. Yes. So now what? What did I do? You can select discovered location on the map and then send your team if you meet the requirements. All right. Now I have one. Don't know what that does. 0%. It's an old adult. An old guy in a lighthouse. That's me in a couple of years. When I retire from streaming and content creation, I will be buying a lighthouse far away from civilization, just enjoying myself. Uninterrupted. 25 coal, 27 here. Okay, this is getting somewhere. I have this idea of living in a lighthouse. I'd love to live in a lighthouse. Just then you take out the big light bulb at the top, and then the entire top where there's windows all around, you basically take everything out and you have a single plate that can rotate. And then, for example, in one place, you'll have like maybe your streaming setups there, and then you can sort of draw curtains to various places. You can have a couch and stuff like that, and just really, and then the whole thing can rotate. The point of it being able to rotate means that you will be able to sort of, oh, I want to sit and look at the sun, or you can sort of make sure that the sun is not coming in from wrong angles. You can have a beautiful view all the way around and not being interrupted by people. Sounds awesome to me. We are just lacking so many people. Okay, let's get something in here. What do we have? Nope. I need... Food is now running out. Alright, come on, canned food. Oh, new task. That's a little bit much to get a new task. Life to the cafe. We'll do a cafe thing as well. I don't know if that's a good idea, but... oh shit, this is not working. How long time do we have left? Prepare for the winds. Signal tower is... Okay, so the prepare for the winds is not happening because we're not gonna make it to 60 in 0.5 days. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Okay, how can I just take all of that? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Just desperation here. That one's not gonna be built. Damn it. And the Inglorious Biohazard, thank you for the 39 months. Really appreciate that. Alright, get that in there. Fast. 53. 55. 58. Come on, come on. Go, go, go. The canned food is good. You can go away now. And then get more in here for more coal. Get that coal. 63, 0.2 days, 66. No! Yeah, one of the things sort of in terms of going back to that question about this, the success or not of this. Oh my god, this is so disgusting. 74. I'm not gonna make it. 82. It's so close. Container house constructed? Sure. But you're actually supposed to build this one though. 85. 0.0 days. And It was 93. 93. Fuck that. Get that built. We got the canned fish, and now we need to unlock a cafe. We can do that. Gather plastic 15, sure. Right, so yeah, about I was about to say that this about whether this is a success
Thank
or
God
not.
we have an oxygen center.
Like one of the problems with these streams is that they are not hype trainable, and that's a problem. Other streams are hype train inducing, but these ones are just not. Generally, more sickness. And we have 2 builders doing what? Nothing really. They can go back in here. How's that? Food is marginal, water is marginal, and everyone just... Alright, 17 people are sick. Sounds good. This is a pretty lethal wind, I guess. Oh, is it because I'm not doing that? Maybe? Does that make a difference? No, it doesn't make a difference now, but since everyone is sick, so... Recovered. Not medical post. Recovered. Medical post. Recovered. Medical post. Recovered. Medical post. 14 sick. And oozing under the sea. I don't know what to do about that. Can't do anything about it. So I guess we just let them figure out what they want to do here. All good. Died of illness. Fuck. Died of illness. Died of illness. Died of illness. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're ending the stream here because I can't cope with this. Fuck. Yeah, it's hard enough to play with a full complement all the people here, but if you lose 10 people, it's just over. It's just over. Right. Yeah. There's no point in continuing with this. I guess that was like because I forgot to click this one. Yeah. I am not impressed by this game. So let's do a little bit of a debrief. So what do I like about it? I like all the things that are completely stock standard. Like all the stuff like, yeah, they have housing, there's some food, there's some water, there's some electricity, there's some resources, different resources. All of that is completely stock standard for a base city builder. And that's okay. It's kind of like Aquatico. Like when you looked at Aquatico and then you were like, oh, it's the bottom of the ocean. Like, is it? Because it doesn't feel like it's the bottom of the ocean. It feels like it was a super generic city builder. And this feels like it's a super generic city builder. The whole idea with a little bit of weather impact and some illness and some oxygen was like, meh. It was about as impactful as the whole underwater thing for Aquatico. It was just meh. um, and it's just, so let's look at the things that are subpar. Like the graphics are meh. So they're not doing anything. They're adequate. You can kind of see what it is, but this thing with the clouds covering everything and everything being sort of monotonous colored is a little bit annoying to look at. Like it's kind of same can be said about Captain of Industry, but at least Captain of Industry has these pipes and belts that make it like into a cool factory. This just generic square or rectangular buildings placed and then roads between them. So the graphics, the UI, the music, the sound design, they're all sort of a little bit below what you can expect from a city builder, base builder. Like they're okay if there was something else to sort of compensate. If there was something else that was like, oh, this is so cool, the best voice actor, really cool, unique design about Oxygen, or really awesome story that was sort of, we really want to see where the story leads. You know, like there can be something that is a mitigating factor, something that draws you in, that's unique and interesting. And then that can compensate for let's say you need a 50% to be a passing grade, and all the other things are kind of like 40%. The UI, it gets the job done, but it's nothing to get excited about. There's a little bit engineering. The music is, it doesn't get you super annoyed, but it doesn't get you excited either. Like Crastorio music, for example, got me excited. Factorio music gets me excited. Satisfactory music gets me excited. But, you know, and so I think that a lot of things are just a little bit below where you think. Do you feel that you already saw a lot of games and because of that there is less and less that really impresses you? No, I do not think so. That is like saying a movie critic has watched too many movies or a food critic has eaten too much food. That doesn't make any sense. That means you have more nuanced taste and you have better way of articulating because you have a better frame of reference. Right? So what made Frostpunk so good that it's now a category genre? It's like something Frostpunk, right? It's Frostpunk like. It had really cool concept about the whole Steam thing. It was Frostpunk, not steampunk, so they took a beloved genre and they made a little twist to make it unique. And then they had like a good story that you were compelled to figure out what actually happened in this world. What happened? How do we go ahead? And like things were compelling. And that, so then the UI was nice because it had these themes to it, this Frostpunk, steampunk themes to it. I mean, a lot of games are being compared to Frostpunk. This could also have been a Frostpunk with the just Oxygen being like the idea. I played that Sphere City thing, was also kind of the same idea where you have to expand the sphere to protect. But so when a game offers something new, I can get excited if the new thing is exciting. For example, Desynced, that was groundbreakingly new. Super cool that you sort of have the idea that a building and a unit, it's just a platform. So whatever you can build on a unit can also be built on a building. That's like, mind is blown. Everyone has done the same thing, like, oh, a house is a building, a solar panel is a building, a gun is a vehicle. And then they go like, nah, you can do anything on anything. And then on top of that, you can add programming to it. It's like, that was super unique. And that offers something, and that got me drawn into that game. But if a game doesn't have anything to draw you in, the same was in the open world survival genre. Then we try Small World, and I go like, okay, what is the difference in Small World from Grounded? I didn't play Grounded. It's maybe very much the same. There's a little bit in terms of sort of the styling and the graphics, that kind of thing. Like Icarus has this mission thing that's really unique, and so you go on a mission and you have the meta progression and everything gets wiped. So that's a really different way of looking at a open world survival where things get wiped from session to session. like Valheim, just really all around well done with the build things. So I think that when we try new games, they have to have something unique. Also say, like, for example, Timberborn. Like, compare this to Timberborn. Timberborn is just more polished somehow, right? It doesn't really have a story, which I also think is a little bit of a shame. But it's more fun to build things because it also has a third dimension, so you can terraform the world. That means the world becomes a little bit more interesting in Timberborn, and you can do these logistics chains, and it's just very rewarding to build things in Timberborn. It's not just like stamp down these blocks on top of next to each other and make roads between them, which is where it starts, and then you find out that you can build on top of each other. Okay, then you can actually make walkways on top. It's like, okay, now that's much more nuance and terraforming, that kind of thing. So Timberborn has a lot more to offer, also as a small indie game, but they cut some corners in terms of the graphics, and then that's where the graphics are lower than they should be, but you know, the other mechanics compensate for it, so it drags it up and it's not a problem. Factorio is a good example, have shitty graphics, but the gameplay is just so awesome that it's okay. That's the kind of, so there has to be something, some unique cool things. Oh, remember now I just think of the Signal Tower. We also played that Floodlands, for example. That was also like super generic and didn't really get me excited, and that's the problem. I think when you build a game like this, you fall into the same pattern of, oh, we need housing, we need food, we need water, we need technology, tech tree, electricity. It becomes like a checklist, and if you don't do any of them uniquely different, and there's nothing unique about, oh, it's a submarine, like, who cares if it's a submarine? It could be a hot air balloon, it doesn't matter. It's just every interval you get more people. In Ixion, in Frostpunk, you have to go out and do quests or missions and then get them back here. Like, Ixion was also, like, at the core a city builder, but there were so many things that were unique about it. The fact that it was a spaceship builder, and it was an amazing story as well. So Ixion didn't really fit into this mold of just another base builder, because there were enough things that were unique and interesting about it. And I think that's a very important aspect, and something I'm looking for. And this is also why I have now decided that I'm not going to do a first look on this on YouTube. It's not worth it for me to do it because I don't really have anything interesting to say about it. You can also say that the Exogate initiative isn't really that unique either, but it's a very comfortable play to play it, and it feels good to just sit there and send out missions and sort of make small plans in your head, like, okay, I need to get this, and then we get more money, and then I can get that, and that pattern, and then I unlock, and then I can unlock this tech in order to, and you sort of build these plans, which I really enjoy. So tomorrow will be a Darkest Dungeon. It'll be the last Darkest Dungeon before the release, because the next 2 Fridays I will take those days off, and that means we don't have a Darkest Friday until we have the release, which will be on the Monday, and then we'll play a bit more Darkest Dungeon in a continuous manner, just for a little bit at least, and then they'll probably go back, or most likely go back to Friday theme. Cool. So guess that's gonna be it for this stream. I don't regret playing it. I had a little higher hopes for it because it looked really interesting, but it just didn't. In the end, it didn't really do it for me. So I hope that was okay. Hopefully you also got some insight into that as well. And I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow for some Darkest Dungeon, and also a little bit of talk show there as well. And then on Saturday is day off because it's my birthday. I know that I should be streaming on my birthday because that's always like a good time. But we'll pretend it's on Sunday that is my birthday, and then we'll have that Factorio stream as my birthday stream. So see you guys on the over the weekend, and take care. Good night.